You are not by coincidence here. If you feel constantly anxious, tiredly for no apparent cause, lack of direction, it's because something within of you is waking up. My name is Laert, and this is Gods of Semen, the channel where seminal retention is no more forbidden. It becomes clear as the secret to releasing its vital energy, mental clarity, and spiritual force. Having years of knowledge in ancestral practices, vibrational neuroscience, and sexual alchemy, I am here to show you what they have not told you. Daily, you are losing your strength. Therefore, you feel as though you are continually starting from nothing. Lack of drive, absent libido, lack of direction. You are depleted rather than weak. But the regular man dies when you stop giving up and start keeping. The deity imprisoned in you starts to stir. Send a thanks over $5 in the comments to have your questions directly addressed by me. Apart from enabling me to keep creating this material, you drive YouTube algorithm to present this transforming truth to thousands of other guys still stuck in the self-indulgence loop. One who supports the most receives more attention. And I tell you, in this video, I will expose lessons that will totally alter your view of masculinity, energy, and goal till the very end. Subscribe right now to the channel, set the bell on motion, and join this movement of men deciding to rise. The weak period is drawing to a close. The gods are starting to age, and it all begins with what you choose to preserve. You are not only unfocused, you have disappeared, designed to forget, conditioned to distance from your source. His enthusiasm has been misdirected from a very young age. Where none had expected, spiritual manipulation started, in the quiet restraint of their sexual energies. Not by accident, the most outstanding masters discussed the need of purity, the control of desire, the elevation of semen as heavenly essence. The system has, nevertheless, taught you the reverse. What pleasure is freedom? What delight is relief? That masturbation is natural. This is not what freedom is about. Here is incarceration, because your spirit shuts down with decreasing energy. Matrix aims to spiritually empty you, not only physically tire you. And it began with your seed. The system cuts your ancestral memories by making you feel that you are only body, impulse, and pleasure. You forget your capacity for action, your sight, your command ability. He misses the fact that he was born with a creative flame within his chest, and it unfolds like a spectator, a customer, a servant. You were not born for that, though. You taught then rules. You were meant to dominate reality. The secret to this reversal is the refined spiritual essence of the kept semen, known as the Ojas in the ancient times. The Matrix controllers are afraid of this. A guy with the collected Ojas starts to awaken gifts they cannot control. His thinking illuminates. His presence commands respect. His intuition starts to run outside reason. You find unobserved energies, small manipulations, concealed truths. You see what's underlying. The system does not worry about its raw might. His clarity scares him, and this lucidity is triggered by Ojas. Since the true magic isn't seen, it is not in spells, grassions, on outside objects. She has always been on her menses, in your creative force, in your capacity to keep, transform, and increase that power. The ancient people were aware of. The kings fasted before the battles for this reason. The priests maintained their chaste behavior. The wizards separated before the major ceremonies. They were getting ready to dominate the planet. They were not fleeing it. Knowing this awakens the god sleeping in his own blood and regulates the snake itself. And your god is this one. Though jokes, addictions, and normalizations hide the truth, the spiritual fact is this. The energy you maintain is heavenly rather than merely biological. You are not only building physical energy every day without ejaculating. Between your body and your divine spark, you are raising an unseen bridge. The neglected gateway for the God living in quiet inside you is seminal retention. Not a remote, abstract God from without, but a core of strong, sleeping awareness ready for your direction. Preserving this vitality helps you to start from the inside out. His mental clarity gets sharp. Its inherent magnetism is triggered. Your intuition starts to precisely lead you. You dodge wisdom traps you never knew before, see hidden patterns, feel dense energy. This is activation, not some accident. Retention starts to right its vibrational field. For energy parasites and to things driven by the escaped desire, you turn harmful. Your energy does not leave now, it concentrates. And one finds concentrated energy present. Power is what I mean here. Men who practice lengthy retention relate. Alterations not explained by traditional science. They naturally get more appealing and more convincing without pretense. It is frequency, it is not charm. It is the auric field extending in pure force. You are storing light while the planet is always leaking and under continual stimulus. It terrifies, it grabs, it breaks. Because you begin to produce something that defies accepted wisdom. Domination. And actual dominion comes from the spirit, not from the ego. Brahmacharya, the road taken by the previous masters to turn sexual energy into wisdom, starts here. It is alchemy as much as celibacy. You quit selling bas-reliefs, and the inner magician comes back. When you turn want into artistic fire. Knowing that the semen you retain is an investment in your own deity helps you to see it as not a sacrifice. Every day of retention advances one towards the inner kingdom. A meeting with the archetype of the creator, the curator, the concealed master living under the flesh. You are not supposed to be a servant of their own inclinations. Made to be the conductor of the cosmic power was. And this force requires a strong, neat vessel. The man living in conscious retention starts to turn into this vase. He moves like someone else remembers. Speaking as who knows is natural. See who has seen it here. The magic the system sought to eradicate drew back in every cell. And whether or not the inner God starts to rise, the earth feels. The unseen knows you before the visible. Something wakes outside the body when you start to store your energy, transform your vibration, and break free from the self-indulgent cycle. Its energy field rekindles as a lighthouse. And this lighthouse sends a clear signal to the dimensions most people cannot perceive. A man is returning to the kingdom, and he is no more invisible as his frequency starts to climb. For good and bad, the spirit world circles it. You start to find that sexual distractions get more common, that more subtle, more refined, more tempting temptations surface. What vintage outfits show up for no apparent use? People starting to challenge your presence, seeking to test you. This is spiritual confirmation, not random relapse. You set the code on active. And now there are interests in getting you out of the way as well. Spiritual conflict is formed of vibrational subtleties that strive to knock you from the inside out, not of hideous monsters as told you. Your auric field starts to burn the collected toxins over years as you retain. Traumas, memories, emotional addictions, energies carried from past events, all comes to light. Not to ruin you, but rather to be purged. Extreme sexual energy is alchemical fire. She cleans, throws out trash, polishes. And this field gets thick, hard, brilliant the more you resist. You start to carry an unseen shield. Not need to defend yourself with words anymore. For you, your energy already accomplishes this. The indicators then start to show. The surroundings you entered previously now appear heavier. Once admirers of you now avoid you or try to tease you. The surrounds you start to alter, since its frequency is changing minor realities. You start to work as a catalyst. Others' memories come alive while you live. Some come after you because they hope. Others go away since their light exposes their shadow. There is no need for explanation. Already understood is the spirit world. This is the price and the glory to turn on the blocked power. You start to function as a transformation agent and leave spiritual obscurity. Your enthusiasm generates waves. Your voice is dense, your depth and silence. And what appeared straightforward today shows itself as what has always been, holy. because you started to become a doorway and are no more only a guy. A live reminder that the divine has never been outside, only slumber inside, till you chose to get up. Alchemy of the Gods is my new book, available in physical, digital, and audiobook format, where I reveal the mysteries of Kundalini, the subtle role of crystalline oil, and the ways of spiritual emancipation that unlink your true essence as a man. It is a map to turn energy toward, body into temple, and soul into living force. It is on the link in the description and the fixed comment if you feel that there is something powerful asleep inside you. Audiobook Semen Retention. Success Path gives you more than 2 hours with the 6 pillars of conscious seminal retention: focus, energy mastery, spiritual clarity, and vibrational force. And those who now acquire gain 30% off the ebook bonus, The Art of Semen Retained for Men, with 20 pages of advanced techniques for spiritual evolution, emotional balance, equilibrium balance, and life purpose. I have a novelty that you did not expect. Join the channel to have early access to special content, priority answers, and other unique benefits. Also, help to keep our mission alive and spread this truth to more guys eager to wake up. Your body is not only meat, hidden temple replete with symbolism, energy centers, spiritual connections, and sleeping rules. Every organ, every gland, every heartbeat has a spiritual meaning. Yet Matrix made you see your body as only a machine. First stage in activating these lost codes is awakening sexual energy by retention. And all of it begins with the pineal gland, your eye of God. The pineal ignites when the Christ oil rises in purity through the spine. Vision seems to show. Intuition picks up steam. The unseen lets in. Quoted in scripture and concealed in contemporary ideas, this Christic oil is a spiritual substance descending from the brain and, if not squandered by undue stimuli, rises again, changed. That is the actual inner alchemy, an holy cycle inside their own body between heaven and earth. This process quickens when coupled with alchemical breathing. Simple exercises, yet capable of moving oceans inside you. Inspire gently through the nose, maintain the air with presence, envision the vitality increasing. The breath that rouses the serpent is conscious breathing. Though it is temple, your body is also a book, a holy book with every energy center, the chakras, as a coded page. Most never even pick through this book. Not to find himself, he spent his life losing himself by means of his body. Still, the conscious retainer starts to review this hidden content. He knows that the spine is Jacob's ladder, that the bones preserve ancestral memories, that posture shows the spirit. Every motion turns become a ritual. Every step is a silent prayer. He once more lives the body in respect. The serpent then starts to ascend, not the passion of lust, but the lighting serpent. Kundalinic energy crosses the barriers once covered by pleasure from the base to the top. An explosion occurs also as she reaches the third eye. A break from spiritual blindness, not a physical explosion. You start to view the world from fresh angles. Look for layers, symbols, secret messages. Reality opens out because you can at last see it, not because it has changed. Ancestral rites are your friends in keeping this state. Herbal baths, holy mantras, energy poses, fasts under awareness. Not as superstition, but as alignment. These techniques maintain the rise by cleaning the field. Mantras like Om Namah Shivaya, Soham, or the basic sound of Om vibrate the spine and develop the snake channel. You are not supposed to know everything by heart. You simply have to be present. When the body becomes temple and energy is seen as holy, the inner magician wakes, and this magician is already ringing at your door. You are not damaged. You are sealed. Just the call of the inner God seeking to awaken you, empty, suffering, or as existential sorrow. Matrix sought to persuade you that you needed something outside to be whole. A career, a woman, a pleasure. Actually though, all you are searching for is blocked within you. Stopped behind years of stimulus, energy depletion, ideas not of your own, he was asleep, hence his spiritual vigor was not gone. Still, she is present. She also wishes to go. The matrix doesn't show any fear of your form. She worries about her memories. Fear of the time you discover you no longer need permission to be born to be. Only with presence can this dissolve invisible agreements, which, using vibrational discipline, can repair past suffering. Understanding that every act of retention is inscribed in your spiritual DNA will help you to realize you are releasing a lost divinity rather than seeking to improve your life. There is no need for perfection here. Simply said, you have to make decisions. Because truth activates magic. Acting cannot activate it. The spirit world answers when the decision originates from its center. The cosmos starts to move pieces, open gateways, quicken events. But opposition also results from this, since the world feels when you release your magic and aims to turn you off. People will approach you asking not why they attack you. Events meant to try to empty you once more. Feelings you are wasting time. All is part of the vibrational struggle starting when a god chooses to return to conscience. But this is your path forward. You were not meant to be commonplace. It was formed to lead, heal, command. Like a lighthouse amid the mist. To be pillar when everything comes down. To bring back codes the planet forgot. And all this begins with a decision. Stop supplying the system with your energy and begin to save your light as a holy secret. Doubts will vanish as this inner God wakes up. No dread, not returned. Since the truth will be indisputable, you have always been more. They simply neglected to mention it. Now though, you know, and the whole unseen universe is waiting for you to behave as though you remembered. Because a man remembers the entire cosmos. Bends before his presence. He starts drawing the way instead of following the maps. Not just wake up, he wakes every inch of his surroundings. Since a god walks from nowhere remains different. The human form was intended as a holy temple. A doorway with several dimensions. A chalice able of holding and projecting light. But generations of training, addiction, and squandering of essential energy desecrated the physique of the average man. The body answers when the inner deity starts to rise. Not as a machine that adapts, but rather as a temple once more in glory. The spark to ignite the spiritual intelligence of the body is seminal retention. And the physicist finds the field, reorganizes, and the presence changes as this intelligence wakes. The glands start to cooperate synchronistically. The stance fixes itself on demand. One returns the brightness in the eyes. Blood moves more hot, like if it were carrying a fresh code. It is the body remembering its original purpose, to be home for gods. Previously spilled energy now leaps back, and the senses open out with it. Not for sensitivity, but for vibrational clarity, you see. Hear, feel more. His spiritual hearing starts to open out. Your touch makes sense. Your eyes move over. You are no more just living. It turned on. There is no novel physiology based on diets or supplements here. Depending on periodicity, your mind clarity increases with increasing purity of your energy. Stronger your auric field, the firmer your retention is. When the soul once more orders, the body answers to it. And in this condition, everything that does not belong starts to leave. Dirty ideas, destructive behaviors, inherited urges. It is the act of exile. The temple gets cleaned starting here. And part of the Renaissance is the suffering involved. Furthermore, needed by the emerging God is an awake body. The ancient teachers so taught holy physical practices, stretches activating meridians, breaths moving prana, poses aligning chakras. The body of the new man is more like that of a driver of light than of an athlete. He moves with force. Get seated with presence. Go to sleep intending specifically his metabolism starts to reflect the soul. He consecrates himself, not merely takes care of himself. And in this consecration, a fresh personality develops. You perceive yourself as a god returning to rule, not as a man striving to overcome challenges. Your body is a throne, not a weight now. It is passage instead of incarceration. There was reconstruction of the temple. And now, lastly, he is ready to house what has always been reserved, the whole expression of his living deity. Not purely theoretical, not metaphorical. Real is pumping. Real. The globe will feel as well, because the deity trapped in you discovered a body where he might appear without being lost. And man loses his creaturehood when this occurs, and turns into a maker. You can keep ignoring the signals, or at last realize that this emptiness, continuous energy loss, lack of direction and focus are not normal. Rather, they alert you. Though the system has conditioned you to sleep, something inside you is trying to wake up, and you are wasting the most holy by distracting yourself. Your decision to stop running from yourself starts the metamorphosis. And if it has arrived here, you are already aware from something in you. You cannot exist in shallow mode. Your development has begun. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel now, and view the next suggested video.